It depends how you look at it, people, man. Obviously, one loss in 18, 7 points dropped in 5 games. With that being said, it's only right that I get someone that is balanced with their thoughts. Tosin, the good twin. We say, my boy, you good? Yeah, I think you're muted, you know. Have I muted him?
Bro, I keep doing that all
Oh,
day.
there you go. There you go.
Yeah. How are you, man? I'm good. It's good
I'm
to see
good,
you.
man. You know what? If you can only complain about football, life's good. From that perspective, I'm all cushy, man. Like for me, I think you're the same, and I think it's a thing where we it kind of like we're talking on deaf ears, isn't it? It's like I know defeat or drawing feels like a loss. These kind of things are unfamiliar this season, but I just can't understand the hissy fits. Like when we beat Bayern Munich, we're the best thing since sliced bread. We drop a couple points, it's all over. Get everybody out the club. The table in the season is gonna be like that, innit? But as I said, I feel like I'm talking to the deaf, man, and I'm quite tired of it. This is why I'm happy you're here, because it's nice to hear someone else saying certain things or whatnot, bro, my boy.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's interesting, man. People, I think it's almost like fans thought, yeah, you know what? Arsenal just gonna canter to the league. We are the favorites, and we should win the title. We should. I don't mind that pressure being on us. We should. We've got a good squad. The team is in a good place. Yeah, like this is a you must season, 100%. But that doesn't necessarily mean just because we should do it, and I believe we will, doesn't mean we're gonna do it at a canter. This is the Premier League. The league is so congested. I think it's nonsensical the way the league has been this season. Like Aston Villa beat us. When was it? On Saturday. They're only 3 points behind us. Aston Villa, the first 9 games were terrible. Absolutely terrible. They're only 3 points off top. So that tells you the type of season we're in. And I think maybe, I'm not going to say we've been spoiled, but maybe because we've kind of been hovering.
No, we have, man. Let's be real, man. We've been winning. There's been clean sheets, no shots on target.
Yeah, we've been
doing the most, rightly or wrongly.
Yeah, but now we've been drawn in. Now, okay, cool. It's a fight. It's a title fight, you know, and like there's some jeopardy been thrown in there. Some player injuries, you know, like it happens. It is what it is. But like we just got to hold our nerve now and just just make sure we retain perspective. So I'm not happy. But I can see it on both sides as well. I can see, look, at the end of the day, yes, it is true. It is one loss in 18 matches, which is a great record. We have been by far the most consistent team in the league so far.
We played some serious teams, like not to do the cop-out thing, and it's never nice to lose to anybody. But as you said, maybe if we played Aston Villa at the start of the season when they were having a bit of a wobble, it's a different kind of realm. We're playing them when they're in a good moment. Mathematically, they're in a title challenge. I'm not here to gas up Chelsea, but people want to talk about their world champions. We played them. We obviously played Bayern Munich. When we drop points against Sunderland, they're in a good moment. So it's not like we're losing to, like, respectfully, and I know we got them on Saturday, but it's not like we're losing to Wolves and teams that are very inconsistent and things of that ilk. So it is a mixed bag. It's one loss in 18. It is 7 points dropped in the last 5 games. It does leave you with a lot of food for thought. But as you said, we weren't going to win this on account of just mashing up everybody. There's no adversity. That's not how you achieve goals in life and football mirrors society. But again, my boy, I think people just don't want to hear that. I really don't. And I think you look at pre-season, that showed it with the North London derby.
It's the PTSD, man. Like Arsenal fans. And I can't lie, sometimes I can have it, but it's that PTSD. I don't think fans will be satisfied unless we're like 20 points clear. I think with this fan base, all the stuff that we've gone through, I don't think a lot of fans have the bottle, the nerve, the mentality to back the team if we're too clear with 3 games to go. That level of pressure, every time we've been around there, the team have folded, right? So I can understand why there's all this freak out. But at the same time, man, like what you said, it's been probably the toughest 3 weeks of the season. Spurs at home, then Bayern at home, then Chelsea away, then after Chelsea away, who was it? Brent. Who did we play?
Brentford at home midweek.
Brentford at home midweek.
Have to get the 3 points.
And then Villa away. So like that's not an easy run of fixtures. That being said, though, Arsenal have dropped 7 points out of 9 in 3 away games. And yes, you're playing teams in form. Yes, you're playing. We played Sunderland probably at their peak this season. Let's be honest, we did. We played Aston Villa right at the height of.
They're in that sweet moment now.
That sweet spot. We played them. It's the same way Bayern Munich. They played us when we were peaking in terms of a
Oh
level
yeah,
of,
both teams were informed coming into that.
yeah. So it happens, man. This stuff happens, but I can see why people are a bit annoyed because look, we're trying to go for the title. That's 7 points dropped out of 9, and yeah, of course, great. Yes, Chelsea, but Chelsea, that's a game Arsenal, given the circumstances, they should have won.
Last 3 years at the bridge, we've been messing about. I'll be real, man.
Sunderland away from him, yeah, dogged team, the fight, but
15 minutes away from a win there, essentially. Sunderland.
Even the two that it went 2-2, we had more than enough chances. That second half, free to score 3-4 goals, right? And then Villa as well, and we draw that in the last minute. Villa now we lose that in the last minute. So I can see why people. For me, it's not these results are going to happen. I just don't like the fact that the team coming to the dying embers of matches now, Sunderland and Aston Villa, we've been a bit naive. So, but the team will learn, man. Like they'll learn.
Got no choice.
The one thing I've seen from Arsenal this season, man, they will learn, man. I think Arteta will be looking at that. He'll be fuming and be thinking, okay, cool, I got to find solutions. So, yeah, man, this is the ride. Let's buckle up, man. It's going to be a title fight, but like it's not going to be easy. It is what it is.
I want to kind of ask you something here because obviously I think everybody that's knowledgeable, yes, on one hand, isolated to 90 minutes, whether that's Sunderland, as you said, or Chelsea or Villa, you can be unhappy that we could have done better and things of that ilk. While also considering, yeah, we need to do better. We need to hold ourselves to high standards. We need to, obviously, as you said, learn from that for the players and Arteta. But equally, we aren't going to win every game. Everyone's going to have a stumble. Maybe it's because, this kind of dropping points has been a bit clustered. If it was a bit spread out, like when we drew against City or lost to Liverpool, maybe it'd be kind of different, yeah. But I do want to ask you, because for me, I'm not going to quite say our form is poor away from home, but I do think defensively or on the road or just in general over the 90 minutes, for whatever reason, I've not necessarily, I feel when we've played away from home, I've had more criticism. So that would be the Sunderland draw. That would obviously be Aston Villa, the defeat recently. That would obviously be Chelsea. Again, we won the game at the start of the season, so a bit of tax there. We're happy with the result, not necessarily the poor performance with Man United. Of course, Liverpool at Anfield, we don't typically do well there. Yes, it was a screamer. I think that was more so on Mikel Arteta being a bit proactive. Even if I look at the Newcastle game, as much as I think it was great, and I don't kind of count it in this realm, it wasn't necessarily plain sailing, and we did concede a cheap goal. Like, what have you made of us on the road so far? Is there anything sort of concerns, or am I exaggerating?
No, there are concerns there, man. And that's why, look, I think it's a mixture of players and manager. I think the Sunderland game, that we just weren't clinical. I think these Liverpool, we didn't go for it. Newcastle, we missed chances and were sloppy with the goal we conceded. Burnley, we moved to them.
To be fair, Burnley, we did our thing. We just got
we did our thing, but then second half but the game was done anyway.
Yeah, when Gyökeres came off, they were on us a bit.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, so I think it's just more. I think the team and Arteta need to learn how to manage these situations better, because I look at Sunderland, we missed all our chances. We missed a lot of our chances. And the team looked leggy. The team looked tired. And that last 10 minutes, because for all out of nowhere, you saw Sunderland make these attacking changes, and then you give them impetus. You're doing stupidness with the ball. There's no trying to control it. Even a little.
You're encouraging them to go for the winner or equalizer in that case.
And then they get the equalizer. And we did the same thing against Villa, bro. I get it. Villa was a basketball game. It was end to end. People forget we had 9 shots on target at Villa Park. When's the last time Arsenal have gone to Villa Park and had 9 shots on target?
They also done well against City as well.
Yeah. So look, I think we lost the Villa game trying to win the Villa game. There were just too many gaps. So I think Arteta's got to look at that, and the players also got to wisen up as well. Like
be a bit more street smart.
Yeah, and even just down to like, I don't know. I feel like does tiredness play a factor in it? Maybe
100%.
It is like you look at
how far does that go though?
Yeah, but again, you look at the goal. Look at Zubimendi. Look at Zubimendi for that goal. My man is like, bro, how are you letting him get? How does I think it's Tielemans. How does he have more energy than you, bro?
All the guys looking mad out there as well.
Yeah, like it's
Timber's trying, but you can see he's died from a footballing point of view. If I'm honest,
blocks, all of these things. Villa played well, but I think Arsenal, we were a bit naive, and that's what I don't like. I feel like Sunderland naive. Now this Villa naive. I think the team just needs to just learn from that, man. I wasn't impressed by it. I think we got to find a balance. It's weird against Liverpool away from home. I felt if we had a bit of what I saw against Villa against Liverpool, it would have been a different result. But then at the same time, if we had a bit of what we had against Liverpool against Villa, there was no control. So I think now, okay, Arteta, okay, he learned from Liverpool. Let me play with the handbrake off a bit. Now you got to learn, okay, cool, bro, you don't have Gabriel, you don't have Saliba anymore. There's no commanding leadership at the back to tell these guys what to do. Like, you look at the game, the distances between Timber and Nkapie. You look at Calafiori's position. You look at, man, there were times where Calafiori and Ben White were going high. Where's Timber and Nkapie?
Bunch of individuals. They look like schoolboys and schoolgirls out there.
Nkapie doesn't even speak English. He does. I don't even know if he speaks English. So it's like he's not like there's no leadership. So I think the team needs to look at that and learn from it, man. So that's my concern. Right. Because get used to Gabriel and Saliba not playing. Like Saliba, Arteta said,
talk about depth.
So boy, that's the only thing that annoys me. Just I felt like it was schoolboy, the stuff we did.
Based on what we're kind of been talking about, yeah. And obviously, there are times Arteta's going to have to go for it, be brave, let your nuts hang on the table and all of those things. Equally, there's times you have to be conservative. If football's a naive sport and that if you don't get the result, your approach automatically fans are going to say is wrong. But is there anything for you in terms of Mikel Arteta's approach? Because again, I'm not trying to do all of that. Yes, I'm not happy with obviously dropping points, whether that's the players or the gaffer. We obviously have a lot of points on the board. We've had a difficult run. It's what we want to make of it. It could be better, but it sure as hell could be a lot worse. But then I do look at, and you made a good point with the injuries. I only really felt the Chelsea game because Arteta, I actually feel before the game, he was on this like, if you can't win, don't lose sort of thing. The way the game kind of started, I think it gave him further confirmation. Obviously, they went down to 10 men, and in the games prior, I think Arteta, from what you showed me from the Newcastle game, actually till Sunderland, is you kind of smell blood. But then equally, I do look at the game management from the players because I think you're grown enough, you're old enough to know to do better, but also the gaffer. And I have felt that in the first half against Man City at the Emirates. I have felt that against Liverpool when we were in the second half. I did feel that against Sunderland, maybe not using as many subs as he could. I think the best example for me, I would say it's all with the kind of Chelsea game. And then Aston Villa, let's just be honest, it was a shit show for everybody in it. Like you said, we had 9 shots on target. We sure as hell could have scored a lot more. Probably should have conceded if it wasn't for David Raya a lot more. And that was the first time in a minute, regardless of if there's injuries and players missing, which I think is a factor. But for me, we look like a bunch of individuals. Like they looked like there was no communication, was out of sorts. The goal we conceded, whether it's Zubimendi, whether it's Odegaard, whether it's Timber trying the thing, we just look like individuals. It's like, what do you make of the game management for Arteta?
It's 50-50, man. I mean, if I had to give him a score out of 10, I'd probably give him like a 6.5. Because look, the first half was, I mean, Villa shaded it. They had that big chance of Watkins. Obviously, they go ahead. I thought he must have said something to them at half time because they came out like a team possessed, deservedly got the equalizer. And then we created I think about that Saka chance from a corner. It drops him in the box. It's like, bro, you can bang that in the bottom left corner. Like I said, 9 shots on target. It's not like we came here and we did nothing. Like, it was a shootout. Villa won, right? I just felt like Arteta, I think now we've made a lot about our squad depth, bro. Like, now's when you got to start doing something because this Zubimendi and Rice pivot that's starting games after games after game. You bought Norgard. Do you not trust him?
Yeah, where do you stand on that, man? Because
do you not
we thought Norgard would be the guy like when Rice needs a rest or to come on and plug the gaps. Because when you said that, I actually thought of the Sunderland game. That's when I was crying for Norgard.
Yeah,
like,
do you not trust him?
What do you make of him now?
Do you not trust him? My thing is, I thought his best. I don't think he's been great for Arsenal, but I thought his best performance by a mile was against Slavia Prague, right? Fair enough, Slavia Prague. But at least build on that. But Arteta, you don't. After that, I don't really see him in the team. MLS, I don't really see him getting minutes. Waneri, I don't really see him getting minutes. So it's just like I get why Arteta's doing it, but at the same time, I think it could be a bit better because you're seeing the team do look a bit fatigued. And it's like, okay, cool. If you've bought this guy as a replacement for like a Jorginho got a lot more minutes last season coming on than this guy's getting now. So do you rate him? Do you trust him?
And if
Do
you
not
don't rate
back
him, why is he here?
Do you not back him to come on and do something? Why is he here? So I think in that respect, Arteta can improve and can grow. He made the right decision taking off Eze and taking off Marino.
We'll get on to Eze.
Quick, he was proactive with that. I like that. Brought on Trossard, brought on Gyökeres. It made a difference. Trossard gets the goal. But you take off Trossard. But then when you look at the goal, MLS is on the pitch. Subs are on the pitch. Madueke is on the pitch. It's just poor.
It's just poor. Even the build up to the goal, let alone what actually happened in the box, sort of thing. It's jarring, man. And I'm sure the gaffer has his reasons, but I'm just an armchair expert in it. If you use these things, I might probably still be critical, but at least I could say, you're doing the thing. And you are right. On one hand, Arteta and the boys, you did try to rectify your mistake, obviously bringing those players on. Do you think we're in that weird conundrum? A part of it is the industry, but it feels like a lot of our players, whether it's like Timber, Declan Rice, they look a bit leggy, whether they're playing well or not. Then you've got players that are kind of, out of sorts, out of rhythm. To be fair, even if we blooded a Norgard, you mentioned Miles Lewis Skelly. So he's got players that look leggy, players that don't really have rhythm. You could throw Gyökeres. You mix it together. How does that kind of make you feel? Like, because I do think it's not a cop out. It's a bit of a cop out, but I think it plays a mad part. But we had to have expected this. This is a lot of football being played right now.
Of course, yeah. It's not. People say no excuses. So okay, well, take out your two best centre backs in any team and see what happens.
Exactly.
See what happens, man. And of course, there is fatigue. 100%, there is fatigue there. But here is where we got the squad. Like, you got to use them, bro. Like, use these players. Bring on Norgard if you need to. Now, Villa, I was not mad at Rice starting all of these games, by the way.
Neither was I. Like, what else are we gonna do?
I wanted him to start. And the thing with Timber, I mean, he does need a rest. I mean, we tried to rest him against Brentford. He came on after 45.
Yeah, because Mascara went down. Like, injuries crashed his settings now.
I don't even think like Leggy was. I thought Timber, he was decent. I think it's just, look, my man's been playing fullback all season. He's never played with Nkapie centre back before, so this is a relationship that he has to learn. And I think that was on display. That was on display against.
Yeah, one step in, one's playing everyone on side. Yeah. It's like two individuals type of thing.
Like that, the positioning, especially even for the first goal, the positioning of the players was just weird. Like, you look at the position Eze takes, look at the position Calafiori takes. It's just weird.
And on the other side as well, just poor.
Yeah, and the thing is, Cash got into the back. He got in behind, maybe a couple minutes before that, but Rice blocks it. That was our warning, right? But we didn't learn, we didn't listen. So it is what it is. I don't think it's I think it's not just legginess. I think it's the team are having to, you can actually see it in the way they're playing. The team are having to learn how to make a new combination work. And we got it wrong against Villa.
New relations all over the field. Really needs
look at our back four. We've operated with a back four of Timber, of Gabriel, of Saliba, of Calafiori. Calafiori is allowed to do that roam thing that he likes to do. That's fine. That's fine. It's worked. It's given us an added edge offensively. And Timber's been the more defensive fullback. That's amazing. But now you're taking out those two leaders who not just set the tone for the centre back, for the whole defense, who not just hold the line and give instructions. You've taken them off. You've taken them out the pitch. You're now telling
their fullbacks back as well, which obviously didn't happen.
Right, and you're now telling that right back to then play centre back with a centre back who was injured the first part of the season, is now coming in. Nkapie had a good game in my opinion, anyway.
And you've got White as well, who's obviously having to feed his way back into things.
But then he's coming back in defence, and then you got Calafiori there, and then White, who likes to overlap anyway, he's going high. Calafiori, who likes to get forward, they're going, and it was just so easy.
Like you said, a basketball match. It sounds dumb, but it weren't a football game. It was them typical 12-30 English games. Who wants it more? It's end to end. It was obviously exciting for the neutrals. Arsenal fans can't lay claim to that. You're right.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. How often do we have games like that? That's not us.
That's like the control thing. I'm trying to think of another time. Sunderland would have been one. I wouldn't quite say Chelsea. Maybe elements of Chelsea getting at us, but I wouldn't say Chelsea.
Chelsea even wasn't there. Like
more likely to have seen that in Europe, really.
How Villa played against us is what Chelsea believed they played like against us.
Yeah.
You know, they were just dueling, physical. That's it. But they didn't really create good chances. Villa actually created good quality chances, and I think that's the thing. That's why I'm saying there's nothing I see in that Villa loss that makes me think this is irretrievable, it's irredeemable. I just see that if that's me, I'm telling these guys, let's learn from this. Watch the tapes. We did not lose that game because of no Gabriel Saliba. We lost that game because of bad positioning. We lost that game because of individual errors. We
Facts.
lost that game because of a lack of clinical nature, making the most of opportunities. At least in the first 10 minutes, that final pass. There's times when Saka is in, even the offside goal, bro. Can you hold that line? Can you stay on? These are the reasons we lost that game, bro. So I'm not. I think there's learning opportunities there. So yes, fatigue. It's normal. Other teams are going to be fatigued
But
as
that
well.
can't be the
But
overlining
that's
factor.
not
And it'd
that's
be
not the
disingenuous
reason.
to suggest it was.
That's not the reason, man. I think look, the team are a bit disjointed at the back. I think we just need to pattern up a bit and learn. Okay, cool. How can we be solid with what we have? So that's what I'd be putting to Arteta. He's got to figure that out, and I think he can. There's enough quality in the team for us to still be defensively solid. We just got to find different solutions.
And like you said, we got to find different solutions. And like, it's a weird one because on one hand, I wouldn't say panic, but it's like you said, the PTSD, you are doing the maths about 2 points and all of those kind of things. Likewise, we have only lost 1 in 18. So there is a certain footing, or better yet, a certain flooring when you stumble on these kind of things. I just think we need to go back to basics now, innit? Like, we need to go
Yeah,
back to
we're
basics. If it's going to be Hincapié and Timber for an extended period of time, obviously we want everybody back. You lot learn how to work together. Whoever's right back, whoever's left back, just getting back to those standards. Would you make of this comment though? Because it kind of adds into the segue we're at. Most fans are concerned because of what happened for the last 3 seasons, and the manager hasn't seemed to be learning from his previous mistakes. Now, I don't necessarily agree with that, but that is a sentiment said by sections of our fans.
I disagree, man. I think you can't tell me Arteta's not learning. Trust me, I'm an Arteta critic. For me, he's on his last chance saloon. For me, I don't think he's the guy. He has to win something for me to believe he's the guy, right? But that being said, you can't look at Arsenal this season and not tell me that Arteta's not learning. Like, what's kept us so consistent is the team's ability to learn. I think we learned, from Liverpool, from Man City, finding different ways to unlock opposition. I don't believe a lot of the problems we faced last season. We've not really, up until this moment, we've not really had to face them this season. We're playing low blocks, but we're finding solutions. We're finding ways. We're finding different opportunities to still blow past that. So I think he's learning. I think, look, like, the fact of the matter is, we're in the middle of a deadly cocktail of injuries, players who haven't really played with each other before. And the games are coming thick and fast. This stuff can happen. Like, this is normal. I think a lot of people are expecting us to be perfect and flawless throughout the
It's
whole
not
season.
how life works or football.
That's not how it's
Even games we've won, there's been certain elements that have obviously come to kind of shoot us in the foot at this moment, and that's just society. For me, I just see it as the universe or God. You could say God, you could say the footballing universe, you could say the industry. For me, it's saying to Arsenal Football Club, whether you've been dealt a harsh hand with injuries, you've lost, whatever. How bad do you want it? Like, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want to look back in May and look in this period, whether you won this or lost this? For me, I'm not on this feeling sorry for ourselves. Of course, we win, I'm gassed. We lose, I'm upset. All we can do this week is focus on Club Brugge, focus on Wolves, and actually get out of January period, because the games are coming thick and fast. This is where the players need to make sure their ambitions for May, as much as the fans are still alive. I'll be real. This is the kind of, obviously the manager always has to, but for me, this is where the manager earns his job, because me and you have spoken before. I'm not really on this rotate thing. Obviously, I think there's needs must, but because of where we are now, and every game that we play, there's injuries and there's minutes in the legs. I think we have to box smart. I think Wednesday's an opportunity to do that based on how we are in the Champions League, and I think Wolves is there. So simply put, this is now where the gaffer's got to earn his money. Again, I think this is going to be the most consistent, inconsistent, if that makes sense, title race. Like, I can't tell you if this is going into April or May, but I just feel it is. I think obviously Arsenal have shown elements of consistency, but in the last 2 weeks, nobody was really talking about Chelsea. They got themselves in it. They're kind of gone away after the Leeds L. Mathematically, Aston Villa, and added to what you said about the first 8 games, they're in a title challenge. I've always said from game week 10 to now, we're in the 14, 15 game mark. Now is where the season starts. Now is when you draw and lose and all these things that comes back to bite you. And the thing is, and why I think you made a great point about yeah, you made a point about injuries, all these things that play a part, but we had enough in these games. I can't go back in time. Lord knows we would. But there's reality where we talk about all the things we did with Sunderland, 50 minutes away from that game. We hold on to the 2-1 lead, or we get a point and get out of Aston Villa, or we don't concede that goal against Chelsea, or maybe at the end, Timber or Gyökeres, they smash it, we get 3 points. So there's a lot of food for thought. We've still been somewhat competitive, but we just need to keep going, though, man. We just need to keep going.
Yeah,
Like, it's
just
gonna
get
be
the
difficult.
results.
So results thing now, my boy. So results thing. What do you make of this? Guys, are you worried about our attack? Even though we've improved drastically in terms of our open play chances, we still lack that cutting edge.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
am.
for me, I am 100%. The last time Tosin was here, we said, listen, we're doing our thing defensively. Our attackers are a bit lukewarm, but we want several players to really step it up. There's been some great moments, but since the last time we spoke, it feels like Trossard is still the one that's shown that level of acceptable consistency. But how do you view that?
No, I agree. Like, that's the one area people. It's so funny because people like to say, "Oh yeah, City are only 2 points behind us. They haven't even hit top gear yet." I'm like, are people watching us thinking we've hit top gear yet, bro? We're playing with Marino as the 9. This is what we were doing last season. Are we forgetting that we spent 65 M's on a new striker? Are we forgetting that we spent nearly 70 M's on Eze? Are we forgetting that we spent 52 on Madueke? Right? Uh, I need to see more from this attack. I need to see more, bro. Gyökeres, you must play against Club Brugge and you must start showing me something. Eze, you need to start showing me. You need to impose yourself on this team because our attack, our defense, and our control has been bailing out the team. Now we're in a point where, okay, cool, we're being a bit leaky. We're not controlling games as much anymore. So there's more emphasis on can our attack take their chances? Can they finish their dinner? Brentford, we had more than enough chances in that first half to put that game to bed. We did not, right?
Fact.
Made it a nervy one. Aston Villa, we had some decent chances, right? When it was 1-1 to go 2-1 up. Sunderland, when we were 2-1. Sunderland, when we went to Stadium, like we had
15 minutes away from winning.
More than enough chances to score more than 2 goals. So yeah, I'm looking at this attack. Saka's starting to get back to his level. What's that? 2 assists and 1 goal in 3 games. All of this talk. Oh, Saka.
People are on him for some reason. I'm not saying he's playing amazing, but
first assist in a year. But he got an assist against Chelsea away. Got an assist against Aston Villa away. Look to fret the whole game. But I need to see. But again, this is the Arsenal that I'm used to watching. Marino 9, Saka, everything going through Saka. Where is Gyökeres? Where is Eze? What's going on here? So this is Arteta. He needs to sort that out.
I'm starting to give up on Gyökeres, and it's not because of Gyökeres. It's just I don't know if you're going to be the conditions are going to be right for you to be the talismanic striker. I've just accepted you've got qualities, you will score goals. It's a squad thing. Like, I get it. We have to box smart. Marino's doing his thing, but maybe I'm just an armchair expert. But it feels like we play more towards a striker's strengths when Marino is on the pitch than Gyökeres, and this is where I think we're in that weird scenario in that some players look leggy, some players I'm expecting miracles off the bench, but you've not been giving them minutes in the legs. Granted, there's injuries, and I don't know everything, but I set Gyökeres the target of 15 goals minimum, ideally 20. I discounted the 20 because kind of what we're talking about now. Now I'm starting to believe, boy, if you get 10, that's a good season, everything considered, which I want to know your thoughts on this. Marino up front, Kai Havertz potentially returning, Gyökeres, even at Jesus. Where you at with them?
Uncomfortable conversations, man. Gyökeres, boy, like I'm waiting for you to settle in. Like, we need to service him
more. I'm not on to you for the game against Villa, but just generally.
Boy, on uncomfortable conversations. We spent 65 M's on you, man. I need goals. But also a big part is the way the team is set up. I think him coming on against Aston Villa, it made a lot of sense. I don't know. When Ødegaard and Marino play, I think Marino can't do the whole drop-in thing that he likes to do and whatnot.
He's a decent player, but it's just not a one-size-fits-all approach for me. And I'm a hypocrite because going into the game, I hear it. Obviously, I did say actually in my preview, I want to see Gyökeres because I didn't think the game would pan out like that, but I did kind of think, bro, Aston Villa, Aston Villa, it's going to be an end-to-end game. It's when it's a chess match and them kind of nerdy things, Marino's in his bag. When it's just entertaining the neutrals kind of football game, what we expect, I think that's where you want Gyökeres. And I think indirectly in hindsight, we was encouraging that back line, like their centre-backs to be too adventurous on the ball, their midfield to gamble and start getting wide, actually their full-backs to start going forward, where I think they did decent. So it goes back to what we're saying in that it's just a mixed bag. The gaffer could have done
It
better. The
is.
players could have done better. That leads me to ask you then, like, sorry, talk to me about Odegaard and Eze, because Eze went left wing. I think there's scope for it and there's times for it. I don't think that was the game for it. I think beyond anything, Eze's finally kind of found his feet. He's pairing from the North London derby. I understand getting Odegaard in. I understand Eze's credentials there, but I wasn't for it. But where are you at with Odegaard and Eze?
Uh, I think it can work. I think, but this is more.
Definitely.
This is more on Arteta though, because we've seen it work in other teams. Like Eze should not be. Eze's not a touchline winger, and I don't know why Arteta wants him. Like that's not his game. Like that's not his game at all. If I'm him, I want you to. I say to Eze, yeah, you start on the left, but be free
Go
to
inside.
roam. Come inside, interplay, link, be in that little space just on the outside of the box, right? So I think half of that is Arteta, half of that is coaching. I don't think the coaching is getting. I don't think the coaching is getting the maximum out of the attack because yes, Gyökeres, we're having uncomfortable conversations about it, but it is true. Like that Villa game, it's weird. That Villa game is a game where there's space on the transition, there's counter-attacking opportunities.
Finally.
How
This is
on
Gyökeres'
earth?
bag.
How on earth are we not maximizing that with a guy that's suited to that? So for me, this is a coaching thing, right? But then 50%, the other 50%, I'm looking at the players. Like Eze, bro, I do not care. I don't care if Saka's having all the ball. What about me? I'm not getting any touch. Bro, go into that middle. Tell, yo, Martin, give me that ball. Pass it to me. Demand it. And that's the thing. I've been talking about this for Eze for a while. He needs to assert his. I need to see your personality in this team. You're he's a bit too. Maybe that's his style, but I need a bit more intensity from him. Like, bro, like let me, like, even this comment. I don't agree with it. He didn't leave Eze out to dry out. Bro, get that ball and come inside and do something.
Because even that, Eze's going to drift inside. Calafiori's going to drift inside, but he's also going to probably be told to occupy the width a bit more because of Eze. He actually had Marino starting wide and going in when we was pressing. So I don't think it worked, but I think it could have worked. I just don't think it was the right game for that. I think you definitely needed either Eze in the 10. You could have had Eze out wide and Gyökeres through the middle, or you could have, I think you needed one of the two. I think you played too many games, Arteta, for me in that game.
Yeah, I mean, Arteta's got to look, it's 50-50, but I think
exactly.
I think Eze sometimes plays scared. I could be wrong. Maybe he
plays within himself.
Maybe he's afraid that if he tries to be the Maverick, he'll lose his spot. I don't know. Arteta has done that with the likes of Waneri. I don't know. But one thing I do know is the way that the attack is set up it's not set up to get the best out of the players that Arteta's got.
And we knew this coming into this season, so I don't even think we're surprised that we're having these kind of conversations. Like, how many games have we been at our scintillating best in attack? Probably in Europe, I think we looked bloody brilliant against Bayern Munich in the second half. Obviously, we slaughtered Atletico Madrid. Fair enough. I did like how we played against Newcastle, and I'm trying not to count the Foresters and Leeds with the greatest of respect to those sides, but there's something coaching wise. It's like what you're saying. A lot of it is coaching, 50% coaching, better yet, 50% the players need to do more. And that's where I need I need you lot to, honestly, I need you lot to be on what Trossard's on. Because Trossard, every minute he gets, he's making a difference. Saka, I think you're being, like, you're not playing at your best, but I think it's only because we're looking at what Saka could do. Like, Saka's normally great. You've been very good. Don't really understand why there's so much energy for that guy. But granted, you live or die by the standards you set. Rice is obviously doing his thing. But in fact, full stop, I need more from my midfield and my attackers. But going into the season, that is something we said about Arteta. It's like, we've gone Sainsbury's, we've bought you the food. You've told us you can cook the meal. Are you able to cook some rice? Are you able to peel some potatoes? Because if you can't, it's on you now. Like, the bread's been spent. And we're saying this all while being top of the table. And I'm not even trying to do the cop-out thing. It's just, we've got a bloody good chance of achieving something, man. Like, we really do. And I don't want us to fumble this.
Yeah.
It's unforgivable if we do.
I'm with you. It's an interesting one, man. Like, the whole team, it's almost like Arteta's got to get a new dynamic to the team, because I mean, we built off of our success partial success at the start of the season was built off of a great defensive base and then build from there, right? We're not really building from there.
Finally had a partner for Zubi, like Eze's come in between him and Odegaard. Gyökeres is there to go with all the other options. It's the conditions are there, man. They're there, Gaffer,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, it's interesting. Arteta's got work to do, man. You got to find ways to get the most out of this team. The quality is there. It's there.
Do you think we've been found out a bit? Like Sunderland perhaps showed. In fact, before we get onto that, like I wanted to ask you about Odegaard, man, because Odegaard's another one that's polarizing opinions. I wouldn't say he's been amazing, but I do think a bit like Saka. I actually think it's developing into scapegoating. By all means, hold people account, but it's like if a man's a 5 out of 10, people are behaving like he's a -2 out of 10. I don't consign to that, but where you at with Odegaard?
I didn't think he had a bad game against Villa, to be honest. I thought he looked busy, but against Brentford,
Fizzled out after the first 20, if I'm honest.
yeah, that's the thing. It's 50-50, honestly. I think
Exactly.
there's a world where the two can play with each other, Eze and Erdegaard. But if I think about Eze when he played in the 10, he didn't pull up any trees. I think Eze's not really done enough in that 10
Before the
position.
hat trick, people were saying we need Odegaard back in that, and
Yeah,
Eze's the left winger.
Eze's like whether we like it or not, Eze's not really done enough to basically say to Arteta, look, you've got a dilemma on your hands for this 10 spot. I think Erdegaard, it's good that he's shooting a bit more. Obviously,
Couldn't believe it against Villa when he made Martinez make that save.
yeah, it's good that he's shooting more because he's actually good at that from the edge of the box, shooting more. Yeah, I think he's just working his way back into the team, man. I think there's these holes, but then there's scope for growth, man. Like, I think I'm really curious to see what team he plays against Club Brugge. Because if that's me, I want to see him play. Start Erdegaard, start Gyökeres. I think those two have a decent. There's a decent understanding there. There's a decent because Erdegaard, we've seen him play with Haaland in Norway. We've seen him play with Haaland. Every time he's on the ball, he's always looking to find him.
Trying to find his
always looking to find him. So I think the team need to get. He's been the form player, Marino, but if I'm Arteta, I would bring in Gyökeres, start him against Club Brugge, prop him to be back in the starting lineup because
I go a step further. Madueke and Wanyeri, you lot have got game time as well. I know there's a lot of talk about Wanyeri right wing anymore, but you're going right wing. Madueke, you're going left. Gyökeres, go get some goals. Odegaard, go get your fitness. Do you know what effort? Marino and Norgard, you lot play, and we'll play it by ear. Defense, honestly, it's a needs must thing. People probably have to play because there's no one else in it, really.
Nah, that same back four will have to play. Who else will play?
Yeah, unless you're going to bring in Miles Lewis-Skelly, but then Miles Lewis-Skelly's going to play against Wolves because Calafiori suspended. So
yeah, so but there's scope for growth, man. There is scope for growth. We can. I've seen enough. I've seen enough for me to think what can get the best out of this attack. And truthfully, as good as Marino's been recently, I think the best key going forward is we got to maximize Gyökeres. We forget that before he got injured, like I think
finally was looking another one, finding his feet a little bit, and then it's back to square one now.
Yeah, and plus more time when he was playing, players were trying to find him at least. Whereas when I watched that Villa game, I didn't really see anyone.
It felt like back to the early days of Gyökeres.
Yeah, I didn't really see anyone trying to find him, trying to feed him. Let's see in it. But there's enough for Arteta to play with here to get solutions. So let's see.
And I might be being a bit naive, yeah. And obviously, I'm not saying I don't want defensive solidity. I understand football in many ways is like a boxing match. Like if you're a boxer, you can go for the knockout, you can go on the offensive, but equally, you're gonna have to box smart, maybe hug your opponent, which I think there was elements of that against Aston Villa. And I am looking at this naively, and I am more focused on the Chelsea away game versus the games that followed. But if this needs must, and if you know I might not be able to have the defensive solidity that I want because I ain't got my players available and tactics in that, maybe you have to double down on attack is the best form of defense. Yeah, that could shoot us in the foot, but it's a needs must thing. Like you said, and like to be honest, it's not even that you say. Arteta always says, I have to find different solutions. So you've got the tools. We know people can get injured, of course. around our depth, I would love to just talk about who makes the starting 11, who makes the squad. But unfortunately, you do get into scenarios like this where there's issues. I will say though, and I don't really take much stock in it because everybody's got to play everyone twice. Every team in this league could probably look at a run of fixtures as, oh, no one's got a hard fixture list like that. But we have had a difficult start to the season and this period. Does that give you any optimism? Because it doesn't feel like any other rival teams have kind of had that.
Yeah, of course it does, man.
Fair.
Like it's we've it absolutely gives me optimism, right? Because we probably the toughest away grounds we'll probably need to go to is Etihad, maybe White Hart Lane, maybe, and
Hot
that's a
take.
big.
Leads away as well.
Yeah. That ground
Marking
is
little game of
rocking.
football.
That ground is rocking. Obviously, new system, but a good team beats Leeds, man. Like it's the
Yeah,
same thing with Sunderland. A good team beats Sunderland. Like,
facts.
obviously, I wasn't happy about City winning, but I like that City battered them 3-0 because yeah, look, cool. Yeah, we give them the plaudits. Regis Labrie doing well, but it's Sunderland, man. Like, why are we spending all of this money on the players that we have? Why are we building these squads if we're going and we're getting outfought and outplayed by teams like Sunderland? That should not be the case. So there's optimism and there's hope. I think one thing people are forgetting is that the teams that are behind us, they've not been that consistent.
Exactly.
I still don't trust Man City's defense. Even they're 2 points behind. Good on them. I don't trust it. I don't trust that defense. You can get at them. Look at what it's taken. Look at what it's taken to get to finally kind of start getting at us, right? This is what it's taken to have 3 centre backs injured, to have our fullback playing centre back, right? This is what
Player of the moment, Trossard in and out. Yoker is knock
yeah.
knock as
So
well.
I like there's so much scope for growth here. There's a
The
lot.
backups need backups now.
Yeah, there's a lot left of the season to play for. So let's see.
Would you make it this? Big up Jet next door. Sunderland perhaps showed everyone the blueprint to play Arsenal. Our last 3 away games have been super physical and played with intensity and speed. Have we been found out a bit? I disagree because I think we can cope physically. Maybe
Yeah,
there's some other things I ain't picked up on, but I don't think it's a thing where you can just rough up Arsenal and we're done now. I think early Emirates Day is cool. I don't think that's why we win or lose games at this moment.
yeah, Sunderland. Yeah, I don't agree with this at all because when we put our foot on the gas against Sunderland, we stuck it on them. Stuck it on them. Like that second half, they were nowhere. Sunderland were
Exactly.
nowhere that second half until we gave them the impetus. Chelsea, and that's the annoying thing about Chelsea and Villa because we let them. Of course, they played well, but we let them pull us into their game plan
We let them
instead of
draw us out.
instead of asserting ourselves on the team. So yeah, I don't agree with that statement. I think yeah, that physicality thing doesn't really work against Arsenal. I think
Because our players are on that.
yeah, Villa wasn't even a physical thing. If anyone watches the game, they actually just exploited what we use as one of our strengths, like
We actually just played football.
that,
If I'm
that
honest.
space. Yeah, that space, that Calafiori space that he leaves. No one really attacks that when we do what we do because the team are just so menacing in terms of our press and the way we retain the ball. But sloppy passing at the top end of the pitch, one pass into the midfield, one pass out to the flanks. Simples.
Exactly. And that's why I asked you, like, with Arteta, I understand you want to play the same way. I understand that if there's injuries, there's still an element of having to do the same things, but needs must, I think you need to pivot, whether that's how we build up play, whether that's the lower mid blocks, whether that's who is inverting, the relationships on the field. I do think in this period, it's kind of been a one size kind of fits all type of thing. But I would say, and it is a bit of a cop out, but not a cop out. In August, if you offered me this kind of play without context, our wins, our losses, our draws, I would have bit your armor for it. For me, it's
Yeah,
what we
I'll
do
take
now,
it.
innit? Like, I just want to get the result out of the system. So it's like, what's your thinking going to Club Bruges then? Because we're through. Maybe we want to win for motivation and momentum purposes. Like, what's your 11? Like, do you even go as far as to say no Raya? Like, what's your 11?
Uh, does he really need to rest? Play him.
No, Raya, you're going out there. You
Play
saved
him,
our
man.
bacon a bit in the last game.
But most likely he'll probably play Kepa. Yeah, I win,
But it's like,
man.
why
Win.
is with 2 new defenders or 2 new relationship defenders?
But I don't know. But I think he'll probably try and rest Raya. If I know Arteta, he'll probably try and rest Raya. But my thinking with Club Brugge is go win. I don't care if we're through. Winning is a habit, man. Like stop.
Facts.
We just need to win matches, man. Forget this. I don't like it when people are like, oh yeah, it's like no, win. Like psychologically, when a team is consistently winning, it will build confidence. So go and win. And plus, we've got a squad good enough to play against Club Brugge. Now that and plus that won't even be an easy game as well because they drew 3-3 to Barcelona.
Yeah, they're
I've
on
seen a
it.
couple. They're
They're
a
gonna
team that,
be relishing it.
yeah, they're a team that can be a nuisance. They can be a nuisance, right? So we need to play a good team out there. Now, a good team doesn't necessarily mean you need to start Declan Rice. I would play no guard for this. I would start Gyökeres. I would start Waneri. I would start Erdegaard. Maybe you could even could you play? Could you be adventurous? Could you play Norgard, Erdegaard, and Waneri with Nani
I
on
don't think
the?
Arteta's gonna do that, man. I think
I
it'd
don't
be
think he'll
Marino,
do that,
Norgard.
but
But
like
you
you
could
got,
needs must.
he needs to because Zubimendi needs a rest.
Even him, yeah, he's cooked, man.
Zubimendi needs a Zubimendi needs a rest, but also as well, it's not just that he needs a rest. The reason why he looked the way he looked against Villa is because Zubimendi is a class player, but he's not a player that is good at covering big distance. That's not his game.
Yeah, when it's trenched this time, I have seen that with when
That's
it's the
not his
typical
game.
kind of British games. I think Zubamendi is a culture
Yeah,
shock.
that's not his game, right?
Chess matches his. That's why he's probably done better in Europe. He stood up two against Bayern, done his thing against
Yeah,
Atletico and all that.
yeah, but Rice needs a rest. So I play no guard, but also Zubi. That's why I'm saying you may just need to play Ethan and Erdegaard. I see why not. Why can't you do that, Arteta? Why not?
Do you think we're gonna have to act in the market in January? I know we've got just under a month, yeah. But if you asked me a few weeks ago, literally, I'd have been like, no, I would have loved us to get into the Semenyo stuff. Then there was a point I was beyond that, bro. Like maybe if you could get a physical kind of midfielder to deputize with Rice if he doesn't fancy Norgard. Now I'm even starting to think. I know we've got defenders galore. People are gonna get fit. A week from now, I could be saying something different. But now I'm even like, Bert, I can't tell you who or where to even dip into the loan market for a defender or two. It's gonna sound mad, yeah, and he might have got injured. But a part of me, when we played Aston Villa and the game was done, I thought, ooh, what's Tommy Asu doing? Can we get him back? I know I'm acting, but where are you at with that? Because it's looking like these injuries, man. Like I don't even know if Trossard was a tactical decision or an injury. I hope it was tactical.
The only signing I'd make is a left winger, man. Kenan Yildiz,
Bring
come.
him. We all want him. Bring him.
But nah, man, this stuff happens, bro. Honestly, now the only thing I'd say is we need to look at what we're doing on the training pitch because why do our players why do these guys keep dropping like flies? So this is back-to-back
Wish
seasons.
I had the answer, man.
So there needs to be an inquest into that. But nah, I did consider maybe we need to buy another centre back, but no. It just
Do you know
happens.
what? If you
Man.
can bring me a
Find
Swiss Army
solutions.
knife in defense, I'll do it, even if it's on loan. Obviously, I hope by the time we get to January, we're sitting here and saying, "Oh yeah, man, I thought that was a crazy shout for me. Saliba's back, Magalhaes is back, this one's back, that one's back." But I'm getting nervous because we're getting very close to maybe Norgard having to play centre half, Rice having to go over there. Timber's obviously playing a lot of minutes. Hincapié is coming back from a groin knock, and I remember going into the Bayern game, Arteta was like, "We have to be a bit cute and clever with him." Benjamin White, obviously, he struggled for game time because of what Timber's done. So he's going to want to take his chances. But again, that's more minutes in the legs. And that's actually my concern as well. Because how much times have you seen certain man, you get a run of games and then you start pulling up? It's part and parcel, but it makes me nervous, man.
Yeah, I mean, even Timber playing as many games as he is, like, I mean, but the guy's strong, he's robust in it. Like, let's see. I think it's part and parcel, bro. Like, you need this. This is part like I feel like maybe fans need to review their expectations, man. Like I think about Man City when they won the league for the first time, and there was Man United were 8 points clear. Like City started off like a house on fire, went through difficulties, went through challenges, end up winning, and it just sets that you need this, man. This is part and parcel. I think we got to hold our nerve, man, and stop.
You're preaching to the devil again, man. My boy, because you're speaking facts, but people don't hear that, man. These emotions, bro.
Yeah, act like you belong. Like it's weird. As you see some fans saying, "Oh, we're so good, best team in Europe." This, that. When we beat Bayern Munich, but why aren't you saying that now? Just hold your nerve. This is it. We got to get through this period. We've got to get through this period. There's no centre backs for now, but look, things are going to change. like the players coming will change the landscape of how we play, the type of team we put out.
I can't wait to see Kai Havertz back as well. Can't lie. Every one of these players, bro.
Let's see. I'm not expecting to pull up any trees. I'll just put it that way.
I mean, you know what? Again, rightly or wrongly, just managers got favourites, in it. I knew what time it was. The minute he feels Odegaard could start, I know Eze's going out. Eze's going on the left-hand side. I know he's going to get Kai Havertz in there somehow, whether that's Zubi might need a rest, Kai plays left 8, Rice goes over there, or Kai even plays in the Odegaard role, which my thing is this season, I don't really care. Obviously, I want beautiful football, everyone getting game time. I don't really care. As long as you're grabbing those 3 points and we're doing what we need to do in May, every one of these players, even a Jesus, is a player in a toolbox. The players I don't rate or I want moved on and all that, that's all for beyond May 2026. It could be a lot better. It definitely could be a lot worse. We're just going to have to keep it moving. One love for the super chat as well. Pressure and Arteta's tactics will get us in the end. And that's the one thing I would say. The only thing beyond the obvious that I want to discover about my team is how I believe we get over the line. Nobody can convince me we're not great defensively. We're not a good team. We're a competitive side. Whether you rate Arteta or not, you know he's a good gaffer. You know it's a long day at the office playing us. When we stop all this pub chat and banter, my thing is that when we get to that April, that May, when it's sink or swim, when you just got to get the job done, it don't have to be pretty. Are we able to do that? Until then, I'm never going to know. People, I can't lie. We got time for one more question before we let Tobes get out of here. Has anyone got one more question? Because he's got to bust out as well. Love Tosin. Like DG, he's balanced and calm, but smart, passionate, and offering constructive solutions. To be fair, Tobes and Tosin, they're very... The one thing I'll say about your twin is obviously he supports Spurs, innit? But I watch him and I watch you. You're very calm with your analysis, innit? Like, you're not, this one shit, and obviously when emotion calls for it, you are. So what do you think we're going to do here? And this is why Tosin is here. At moments like this, where you need to consider the good, bad, and the ugly, this is why the Don's here, man. Like, you can't really lie to yourself and whatnot, man. So, yeah, it is what it is. No one got any questions? My last question then, man. Score prediction for Bruges, score prediction for Wolves.
I want to keep a clean sheet against Bruges. I want clean sheets in both. I think we'll beat Wolves 2-0.
Me too.
Bruges or Brugge, I think will beat their team. They're decent going forward.
That Bruges brother, he was ironically at City amongst other clubs, and
that one I'm gonna go 3-1 Bruges. I don't want to concede a goal, but I just need that defensive. If that defensive structure and positioning patterns up, then yeah. But
like, off the go. Yeah, for me, I'm going 2-1 Bruges. 2-1 Arsenal, against Bruges. I think I am calling for changes and rotate because needs must, but the byproduct is you're going to see that. Equally, I think we're going to get hit with a bullish club Bruges that feel like they got nothing to lose, that are just here in the Champions League. But you know what? 3 points cut out. Hopefully, the players that need minutes get minutes. Hopefully, Gyökeres and all them guys bag. Wolves are going 3-0, man. We need a statement. We're at the Emirates. Like, I do feel we've been a bit shaky on the road. At the Emirates, we've been somewhat superb. So we need to get back to winning ways, man. 6 points this week. Nothing less.
6 points, man. It has to be. Wins, please. Let's get back to it.
And obviously, Wolves is not a sleepover. Like, they're bottom, and we need to be winning, but we should be moving to them.
It's not new manager. They played well against Aston Villa away from home. They would have had a week's rest. Look, but we must, man. Like, but it's still at the end of the day, Wolves.
That's it.
Like, we should be beating them.
This is it. And if we are one of the best teams in Europe and we did what we did against Bayern, I know it's not as white and black as this, but should believe you can get something done. But we'll talk about that then, man. Tosin, I know you got to go somewhere, so let people know where they can find you. His channel is in the title, but might as well hear from the horse's mouth before we get out.
Guys, AFC Tosin. Very, very easy. AFC Tosin. Just I'm trying to do as much content as I can with the time I have.
And follow on TikTok as well, man. He does a great job with the TikTok.
Yeah.
The algorithm starting to mess with
the same handle on TikTok as well. Just all of those.
Exactly. Don't be lazy, people. Smash the like button and subscribe and all of that. It's not that Arsenal have changed anything, but it felt like a bit of a therapy session speaking with a fellow Arsenal fan. So, T, I appreciate it. I'm going to let you get out of here, my boy, and big up the chat, man. Like, comment, subscribe, follow the channels, all of that good stuff. And most importantly, come on, you Gunners, man. And on that note,
see you guys. Take care, bro.
Come on.